Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Graded Point 5, where we're going to do a Q&A like a bunch of savages. Um, Hopefully, it'll turn out better than the last one when I was on my own and looked like a complete moron. I've never, never had to deal with something like that in a while, because it was literally off guard because nobody showed up for work. I was like, oh no. So yeah, it's tonight's chat is driven by you guys.
Yeah, all one of you. I just got somebody that said, "Wait, you're on the Graded Point 5 team?"
Oh really? Who said that? It's cool because
Chaos Charza on Twitter. It was a Twitter comment, and I'm like, I've been on here for months.
Yeah.
Yay, 2 people.
And in case anybody's wondering, yes, Matt Myers is he's chat monitoring tonight. He's making sure you all are not being naughty. He doesn't want any naughtiness. So yeah. So tonight we just we turn things over to you.
I should have tagged Myers' Twitter, but I'm retarded, so.
Oh fuck it! I'll drop a link in the Discord. I don't give a shit. Let's see what the lads.
So everybody's like retweeting the one that doesn't have a link to the stream in it.
No, guys,
the one that just says tonight on Graded Point 5. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So.
All right.
Come ask dumb questions, guys.
Here we go.
All right, we got any questions yet, or?
Oh, the doctor's in there.
I got a question. Why is Piper so giggity? Okay, giggly. Okay, I thought it said giggity.
Giggity.
So why are you so giggly? What can you explain where it comes from? Are you retarded or?
Jesus. It's a lot of it started as nervous laughter, and also I find a lot of things funny.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, like you could tell how I'm feeling, but by what kind of giggling I'm doing.
Yeah, it was nervous giggling or actual laugh out loud.
Yeah, or we're all gonna die, but I don't care. Yes, definitely.
Can you push a Jeep with full tires on a flat grade in neutral? I carried 6 grocery bags from the car to my kitchen in one trip today. I don't know how that's related, but sure. Yeah, I mean, on a flat grade, so that means flat ground. Well, I hope anybody that's got like a decent amount of muscle mass can push a Jeep. I reckon. I don't know.
I've helped push a Jeep. I don't think I've pushed one all by myself.
Well, in neutral,
I haven't had to.
In neutral and on flat. I mean, I guess it's possible.
Yeah.
Has anyone mistaken you for an SJW Piper? I can already see this is gonna be a Piper stream.
Oh boy. Yes. I get accused of being one randomly just because of like my opinions on random stuff. Though the ones that accuse me of being an SJW are like the ones that are extreme anti-SJW. Mm-hmm. You know the ones. They're just as annoying as the SJWs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, they're ones that are like just as annoying.
How dare you have a reasonable opinion about something?
Yeah, so basically, if you disagree with them, you're an SJW automatically.
Like God forbid, I don't want people just because of their opinions to lose their jobs. You SJW, like what?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, remember when I finally got in Twitter jail for the first time ever? That was because of somebody accusing me of being an SJW because I think that genital mutilation is unnecessary. Mm-hmm. And I got banned for thinking that and called an SJW and told that I was triggered because I said that.
And we're talking about, when you say, you're talking specifically about male circumcision, right?
That time I actually was talking about male circumcision because this person was putting on their guys need to get circumcised because, and it was like a whole bunch of, to make the ladies feel good and shit like that. And I was like, well, that's a stupid reason.
That's kind of silly.
Yeah, it was for the women that the guys need to get circumcised for the women.
So the so-called alpha male is worried about pleasing a woman.
Well, it was a chick.
Well, still.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because you got the two types. You got the women who says I'm a woman and don't need no man's,
Yeah.
And you got a man said woman's gonna do what I say, And now you got like people who are saying, well, if you really want to please your woman, you need to you need the nip to tip.
Yeah, mutilate your junk. And saying that you don't need to do that makes you an SJW. And I like fun hair colors and shit like that they kind of took over. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's just going by like a picture, yeah,
they did,
man.
That.
I use wigs every once in a while. So Ren better not ruin that for me. Well, but I don't dye my hair the fun colors anymore because they took the fun out of it. Because left and right, it's SJW.
Mm-hmm. Those that scream soy about everything, yeah.
Yeah, that's the talk
like
about.
Like everything else, everything is soy. It's like. And thank you, Lobo. We needed that. Waka waka waka.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
I think it's user itchy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I come down on that. Because I'm going to stay out of it. That's the best thing to do, isn't it? Would you rather fight 100 Brie Larsons, or 100 screaming toddlers, or are they the same? I am 150% sure I could take 100 Brie Larsons. I do not think I could handle 100 screaming toddlers.
Same. They're not the same either. Toddlers can emote like a motherfucker. All over the place.
What's the worst movie you guys have seen not based on a comic book? Now, the question is, ironically bad or like
intentionally bad or unintentionally bad?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll answer this question. Wayne, do you eat booty? It depends on the booty. Just saying.
Yeah.
It depends on the booty.
Yeah, we missed Seth's. I think Seth had one that was everyone's favorite discontinued comic series.
Where was that one at? I got live chat open.
Oh, yeah,
okay. Everyone's favorite discontinued.
Oh.
Okay, I see it up there. I saw it at the top now. Never mind. Hello.
I had top chat turned on again. God damn it.
Hello, Water Alien. It was good to see you.
Worst movie we've seen. This is one I can remember.
We'll get to use. You're in a second, Seth. I would say the one that was like actually bad and unironically bad and intentionally bad would be Birdemic. Have you ever seen Birdemic, Piper?
I have not seen that.
You need to see Birdemic. It is.
That sounds like. Is it also a sci-fi original?
No, that would never. That's how bad it was. It didn't even make it to sci-fi.
Damn.
Like,
dude, I can't think of the worst because I love shitty movies. Really?
Let me put this in perspective for you. It spent the entire first 40 minutes of the movie had nothing to do with birds, right? No indication that something bad was going to happen with birds. In fact, it was kind of a like a love story, and it was a really shitty love story.
Oh God.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think.
I can tell you two most disappointing.
Oh, very low budget, by the way. I mean, very low budget. Like blown out mics sometimes. Wait a minute.
Oh, who's up in here? Oh,
surprise!
Oh, hello.
Oh shit!
You have joined us. You've joined us just in time for the Q&A part of our show, which was going to be the entire show.
Cool. Where's the chat?
Pull up the stream and then bring the chat up. That'd be the best way to do it.
3 Rampage Cinderella. Yeah, I need to narrow it down because I've seen crappy movies. So I'll go with movies I've actually paid for. Mm-hmm. And some of the biggest letdowns was Iron Man 2.
2?
Iron Man 2.
I thought 2 was good. Sure you're not talking about 3?
Is it Iron Man 3? Oh, yeah, Iron Man 3. It's Thor 2 I hated. Yeah.
Iron Man 3
Iron
is
Man
the one
3.
with the extremis. The
one where I got hyped for Mandarin and did not get Mandarin.
The one that they got
pissed.
completely wrong. Everything was wrong about that movie.
God, and it was boring.
They got the Mandarin wrong. They got extremis wrong.
So one that I hate that I paid money for would be Iron Man 3 and let's see, Ink Spell and the Airbender.
Oh, The Last Airbender? That was crap. Yeah. That was garbage.
Those 3 were movies that like I had plenty of hype for. Like I was super hyped to go see.
Yeah.
And was really upset that I paid money.
Okay. Let's ask Xavier because I know he'll have an opinion on this. The question was, what's the worst movie you guys have seen not based on a comic book and it was and unironically bad. Not ironically bad. Like it was intentionally
not bad.
To be bad.
Like that I went in not thinking it was going to be bad.
Yeah, and it was like, oh God, what happened? Right, yeah.
Then I got to take Iron Man off because I forgot about the comic book part.
Yeah.
What was that movie where everyone basically lives forever, but they've got a fucking timer on their arm, and time is now currency?
Oh, yeah, and there was that one guy who went to an ATM and he got like all the time, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time?
Dude, like seriously, he went from like having 80 some years to like millions of years or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it called In Time? Well, it's easy.
That movie looked like really, really cool, and I stopped watching that movie halfway through because it was just so boring and not fun.
Oh, you know another one?
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield Earth.
Oh.
God damn it! I have never made it through that movie. I don't know. What it's about.
You made it through Battlefield Earth?
Were you thinking it was going to be a good movie, and then it turned out like what was going on here?
Well, I thought it was going to be a good movie, and then I fell asleep every time. Every time I've tried to watch it, I have fallen asleep, and I've gotten woken up at the end, and I'd be like, "Wait, so
you were watching a movie?
Damn, I don't even know what it's about."
You were watching a movie based on the works of L. Ron Hubbard, who, as we all know, also founded Scientology.
Oh,
yeah, that sounds about right.
Ooh, and Shutter Island, I fell asleep during too.
I don't think I've ever fallen asleep during a movie, but I've been so bored that I wish I had. You know,
that's how bored I was because I don't usually fall asleep when anything's on because sound, and I just need I need quiet. So if I fall asleep during a movie, it's beyond boring.
We got
that's saying something hardcore.
I want to say hello to Focused Efficient. It's nice to have you aboard. Okay, let's get to. I like this comment. Any movie where they try to make Adrian Brody an action star, that's terrible. I fell asleep during Underworld: Rise of the Lycans. Yeah. I hated Transcendence. Was the first movie I ever felt like falling asleep to. I had to keep myself awake to get through it. Okay, let's get back to Seth's question.
Yeah, my bad.
We missed it, Seth. Sorry. Where he says, "Make sure I get it right. I don't want to." Oh God, people are gonna see me scrolling up.
I'm gonna have to fucking mute myself because my child is an asshole.
Uh-oh.
I do have to say though, the worst movie I ever saw that was based on something that looked good and turned out awful. First Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
I did not like that at all.
That's a good point. Okay, Seth's question was everyone's favorite discontinued comic series. Now, when you say discontinued, you're talking about any series, like any company, any series. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, because that's the question.
This one's easy for me.
Kill this child.
Well, go ahead.
My two favorites are the Dark Horse Aliens comics because it doesn't matter how many they make; they're all magically in continuity with each other. They're just
even like Superman versus Aliens or Batman versus Aliens or RoboCop versus Aliens, shit like that. Okay,
somehow.
All right.
And the Archie Sonic the Hedgehog comic.
That was good, wasn't it? Like, it wasn't supposed to...
It had periods.
Yeah, it had periods. I know there was, like, times when they were like, oh, gosh. Shamil, I know you're watching because you made a comment. You should come in and talk about the Sonic comic series.
Hey, just come in here.
Yeah.
Come in here and play with us.
Yeah. Are you hiccuping?
No, I'm laughing
Oh.
at Sonic.
You're a hiccup.
You're an inanimate fucking object. You, James. Fuck off.
Any specific topics? I went and looked at Myers, and they said any specific topics, and it said Wayne's booty eating habits. Yeah.
You leave my booty alone.
You can't have my booty. Bam.
Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way, but I'm gonna give me that booty.
I like you, and I want your booty. Because I know there was a time like it was like the Archie Sonics were really good, and then it went through a period of like what the hell's going on, and then it came back around at some point.
Yeah. They started off like really, really goofy, very much in the vein of like one-shot adventures.
Mm-hmm.
But something happened, I want to say around issue 28. They started having a guy named like Spaz do the covers. And the covers looked fantastic. They looked way cooler than the artwork that was inside.
Right.
And I want to say around issue 39, a decision was made that the artwork inside the book needs to match the artwork on the outside of the book. And it started getting like really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the storyline started getting like weirdly dark and serious. Awesome. Loved it. The first dip it took was probably around issue like 120. They did this thing where humans had come back from space, and because humans live on Mobius too, they're called Overland.
Yeah.
Robotnik was one, but he kind of broke off to do his own thing in the middle of a big war between the animal people and the humans.
Mm-hmm.
And by this time, it's not even the same Robotnik anymore. It's actually one from another. Because Sonic had already killed the first one.
Right. I need to...
Oh, gruesome.
Oh, yeah. They came down and they started living in the city, in Robotropolis, after he kicked all the animal people back out. And things just got, like, really weird and fucking confusing.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had the Lost City of the Ancients, which is where Sonic Adventure took place.
Mm-hmm.
And you had all this other weird shit going on where they're really trying to mesh all these different stories together, but they're not doing it well.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't work. And it took them, like, I'll say 40 issues after that to kind of clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
We've got more questions and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we got to finish. Did you ever answer? What was your favorite discontinued comic?
I have more favorite discontinued like manga than comic.
Whatever. It's a comic.
But I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Do you have a favorite movie? Of course I do. What is it? I don't know.
Wow. I'd say favorite discontinued comic. That's a tough one because a lot of the stuff I liked, back in the day, they still kind of run, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, you know what? I got you.
Exactly.
I got one. What if?
Yeah.
I liked them. I loved what ifs back in the day because it was cool. Like some of my favorite what ifs, like what if Wolverine had killed the Hulk, and vice versa, and what if like Punisher had gotten the symbiote instead of Spider-Man. All good shit, good stuff.
That's true. Those are good ones.
Okay, so Piper, if you hook up, where's Toothless? And you already answered that. You said my son.
If you hook up, my son's finna be toothless in a minute. Yeah.
Okay. From the doctor, has Gail ever competed in Nathan's hot dog eating contest? Did she ever try to eat the table too, or her competitors? I don't know. It's a possibility. Kappa. Oh God, there's a picture of a white supremacist in the top right corner. Gateway into Comics. Great to see you all streaming. Yeah, thank you, sir. We stream every night. Every night. Let's see. Get some more comments about Battlefield Earth. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
What kind of comic consumers are you guys? Single issues or trade paper? If I'm going to do it, it's going to be trades. I have no time for single issues anymore. It's just, give me the whole story kind of thing. I'm willing to wait 4, 5, 6 months for the trade paperback to come out. That's just...
Yeah, I'd rather do a trade as well.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm really, really hyped about something coming out, then I'll do single issue. But I mean, that was kind of when I had money.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kind of the price now. It's just I have to do trade. I have to do digital on a lot of stuff too, which I don't like doing because I like having the books.
And fuck it, if if you wait long enough, you can just buy it at Ollie's for $5.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be the same as buying a single issue.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit of everything, but I prefer the trades. It's more cost efficient, and I'd rather have the whole story right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many issues is a trade?
So what now?
How many issues is a trade usually?
Usually 4 to 5 issues, 6, around there. Yeah.
What's the average price? Isn't it like $4.99 right now?
Well, no, for a trade, it's like average would be like.
Oh no, 20. I mean for a floppy.
For a floppy, like $3.99 to $4.99. Yeah.
So you figure that $4.99 times 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what, 24?
Yeah.
What did you say the price of trade was?
Between $19 and $25.
Yeah, it's roughly about the same price. So, but you're getting it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not having to put up with a bunch of bullshit.
And if you catch it like on a sale, like because Amazon's always doing sales on stuff. Like I think
sales.
Cab got like Batman White Knight for like I think it was like $15 instead of like $30 or whatever it was. So
another thing I like about some of the trades is that they will go and get parts of the story that were in completely different runs, but were part of the same story. Not every time, but sometimes, so that you don't have to sit here and read 2 different comics.
Yeah.
Side by side to get the full story.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. I hate freaking having to hunt around like, okay, so what was so-and-so doing during this time?
Right.
I hate that shit.
I'm going to read Evil Bob's, the Almighty's comment. Fuck Battlefield Earth, by the way. They have aliens that want gold for some reason but can't survive radiation despite traveling through space, which has nothing but radiation. Jesus fucking Christ, Elron.
Right? Is
got,
that what that movie was about?
Apparently so.
I just know that there was aliens and I fell asleep.
Okay. Still a better invasion movie than Son.
Yes.
Well, oh god. Yeah.
Okay, here's another question from the Doctor. If you could go back in time and prevent one comic creator from getting into the industry, who would it be?
Gail.
See, I knew you were going to say that.
I'm just being an asshole.
I was like, bam. I knew it right then. There it comes.
Boom. I'm kind of being an asshole, but because, but I mean.
Well, look at it like this. Let's ask this question. What has Gail contributed to any universe that she's contributed to that it was needed, that is absolutely needed in this day and age?
No,
that would be Oracle, my criteria.
Oracle was.
Well, Oracle that predated her, though.
Oh, that's true. I liked her.
She wrote Oracle,
right?
but I wouldn't say she contributed to anything that was long-lasting for Oracle,
I can't think of any stories by her that I know of off the top of my head, so I can't comment.
Yeah, I don't think she brought anything new to the industry. I think she took a bit away in the fact that she whined her way into and now gatekeeps the industry. So
in a way, I think she made things too safe.
Yeah. She kind of took away from the creativity of it.
You see the last comment?
Yeah.
But I'll answer the. Well, no, Xavier, you go first. If a comic creator that you could remove from the industry and they've never existed, who would it be?
I can't think of anybody that I hate that much, and that they didn't write something that I like.
Right.
So I'd probably have to take like a freaking cop-out answer and go, I'd like to take Eric Esquivel so he can't hurt anybody.
Oh, Eric Esquivel? Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Estrada.
Squeevel. I think my second choice would be Slot.
Dan Slott.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a bad one because all the shit that he came up with was dumb. And
No. I think I got one.
Okay.
Ken Pender.
Who?
Ken Pender.
Ken Pender. Okay, who's that?
Ken Penders. He actually wrote on the Sonic the Hedgehog comic for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then he created this like weird side story shit for like Knuckles the Echidna.
Uh-huh.
And then when he left or he got fired, I forget how it was, because Archie didn't copyright all those characters, he got to sue Archie for ownership of all those characters, and it completely fucked up the comic.
Wow.
Because then they had to they basically had to have an Infinity Gauntlet style event for them to warp reality to get all those characters out of there. And some of them weren't bad, but it was like, if other people were writing them, they did better.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to see what he did with those characters, just Google the Julie Sue Chronicles. No, the Laura Sue Chronicles. There you go.
Okay. Let's see. What was the next question? Oh, no, that's probably the answer. I was struggling because I was going to say Mark Waid. I said, but Mark Waid actually wrote some good things.
Yeah, I was thinking about, well, as my second, but then I realized that Slot hasn't written anything I give a shit about. I hate him.
Doctor says,
and he's a prick.
Kate Lith and Tanishi Coates. Those would be two. That would, yeah. I got it. Chuck Austin.
What are you doing? Why you hate him?
Everything. There has literally been nothing that Chuck Austin has written that has been good.
Show us on the doll where Chuck Austin touched you.
He touched me in the Juggernaut. He's the one where he's the reason why we got what they lovingly called the Huggernaut. Where Juggernaut really didn't do, he became like a good guy and he didn't want to hurt people. And it's like, no. Juggernaut is an unstoppable machine of destruction. You point him in a direction and let him run. You don't fucking give him feelings and I want to make up with my stepbrother. No, he wants to kill his stepbrother. He wants to rip his heart out and then eat his costume. That's...
You don't give a damn? See what his motherfucking outfit is made out of?
Yeah. See my motherfucking spaceship? This is a Dodge.
Motherfucker, he custom made your suit.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see.
I wouldn't worship on anyone that's doing like modern shit in Marvel because, let's be real, they're going to leave eventually, and everything they did is going to be retconned out because it injures the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking more of the names that have been there longer, simply because they started the bullshit ruining it, honestly. Right. And they're helping the newer people ruin it.
Okay, Seth has a question. You can choose one ongoing series and set up a dream team for. Which series, what writer, artist, and cover artist do you choose? Pitch us what you do with it.
First thing I do is I put Jim Shooter in there somewhere.
I let him be the editor.
Yeah.
Just to keep everybody honest. Okay. I would like to see, and this will cover artist and cover artist. I would like to see Jeff Johns reunite with Ethan Van Sciver to do Captain Marvel. And I want him to do what I would like him to do, what Ethan would like to do, which would be Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel and not Carol Danvers. I would like to see their take on it. What I would want from it is, since since, like I said, if the whole thing is like to mud diversity, instead of creating new characters to try to, ham fist them into the continuity, take the ones you got and put them on a pedestal. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, do you guys have any, because I know there's...
I would tie it to an event where they get to make any kind of changes to Kamala Khan.
Any kind?
Any kind, because there's not much of a character there right now.
Mm-hmm. Any particular writer or artist you would put on the thing?
Off the top of my head, no. Mm-hmm. It just feels like that everyone that gets a hold of Kamala Khan, it seems like because there's not a lot you can do with that character, nobody knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a Mary Jane situation.
Yeah, she's a Muslim and she has big hands. Okay.
Yeah.
That's about the extent. Mm-hmm. Piper?
I just know that I want Cho to draw Spider-Gwen because it'll piss so many people.
Who would you want to draw Spider-Gwen?
Cho.
Oh, Frank Cho?
Yeah.
And every cover is that pose.
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
And like I said, every cover is that pose of.
Yeah.
Just in a different angle. It's the same pose, just different angles of that pose.
Yeah, I don't even care about the story. I just want that to happen. Piss people the fuck off.
If I'm trying to ruin somebody's day, I'd want Squirrel Girl to be done by, I think his name is like Shindle. Is this a pen name?
Uh-huh.
The guy that wrote that hentai Dojin Emergence.
Mm-hmm.
Ruins some people's day.
Yeah, I would just like Squirrel Girl to be written and drawn by anybody but who's writing and drawing it right now.
True. Let's see. Okay, so we good with that one? Let's fast. This is. What are your thoughts on brand shifting genres like Dark Claw, etc.? From Mike. I like them. I wish that instead of like doing one shots and then that's it. Let's fuck it. Go all the way. Just do 1 year of an amalgam universe. Let's get a complete story arc. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just a one and done kind of thing, let's get a complete arc of everything. Just give me, if you're gonna give me Dark Claw, okay, explain to me. Give me 1 year of Dark Claw, give me 1 year of Super Soldier, give me 1 year of, I forgot all the teams, but was it JLX was one, a mix of Justice League and X-Men. Yeah, just go all the way if you're gonna do it.
I would do a year of that and have it end with an event that causes the amalgam universe to split, but still stay there. Like there are parts of it that still exist are just inaccessible.
It could be called. You could call it Earth A, where it could be just. It's kind of a part of both universes of Marvel's universes and DC's universes, but it's one they can't really access anymore after it's after it's over.
I would name it after the year that they did the crossover, and then I would put a letter in there so it goes along with both of their universal numberings.
Right.
So it'd be like Earth 1994.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what our next. I would go with Wade, though. His only two notable things were stuff that Alex Ross did 90% legwork, and he just added some dialogue. Yeah, but he also did a good Captain America run. That was pretty memorable. I can't take that away from him. Let's see. Okay, I have a question. What shortest arc would you want to see as a movie? That's a good one. During the Iron Man craze, I was really hoping they would do Demon in a Bottle.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see like kind of Tony hitting a rock bottom and being stone drunk and being alcoholic and kind of coming to terms with that. I think that would have been a good one. What about you guys?
I'm thinking.
Separation anxiety.
Separation anxiety. That was
the Spidey and Venom.
Spidey and Venom. Yeah. Is that the one where they had all the different symbiotes and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. You kind of had to introduce Carnage, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so we got to do Maximum Carnage first.
Yeah. Okay. So set up one to get to the other one, pretty much.
Yeah.
Piper.
I kind of wish that the DC universe would try to do Identity Crisis. Unfortunately, that's not quite shortish because
Yeah, that was what
that can be broken into multiple movies.
you could do a part 1 and part 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
You could
that leads off in other places, but
you could leave it at the cliffhanger of they figured out that Dr. Light didn't kill, Sue.
yeah.
That could be the cliffhanger for the first one, and then when it ends, you find out the truth. And honestly, don't change anything. Like,
Yeah.
don't make somebody else the killer or dumb shit like that. Keep it everything like it was. I mean, the book was framed like a movie just about anyway, because it was written by an author and screenwriter.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why. But still, but
I want to see it because they're making everything look dark and gritty. So why don't they actually do a story that's like darker, tackle some heavier fucking shit? But I don't think they're going that way anywhere close to that way with their movies. But it'd be neat.
I would like to see an animated movie or like an animated like a miniseries of the DC Elseworld story Act of God.
Ah.
Because I love the idea that a bunch of depowered superheroes come into the Batcave and Batman is hanging out there on top of one of his display cases like he's been there all day waiting for him and lords over the fact that he has no powers and he's better than them. Oh, and Superman is a drunken alcoholic who just crashes on Wonder Woman's couch while occasionally sleeping with her. Because he's like, I don't know what to do. Maybe you should get a job, Clark. Don't tell me what to do. And she goes to work to pay for her fucking penthouse that he's crashing in.
oh jeez. Wasn't he a journalist? Why doesn't he have a job?
I don't. He isn't. Basically, what happened? He was in the middle of patching up a dam with his heat vision that was about to burst. When all of a sudden the flash occurred that depowered everybody, and he almost drowned, and the town flooded, and everyone blamed him for it. Like, you couldn't save us. The fact that the dam was already going to bust open is irrelevant. You did this.
Oh, so
Oh
someone else
no,
fell.
I did this.
Yeah.
Hate that shit.
It's so instead of a meme, it was a disaster. It's like, this is a disaster. You did this. I did this.
And I think it was Supergirl. Was it Supergirl or Power Girl? I can't remember which one because it's been a while. Joined the actual police force, and actually, while filling out paperwork, laments the fact that while I was stopping this guy, there were 2 other robberies nearby going on. I could have stopped, and an old lady fell down these stairs. I could have helped her, but I couldn't because I have to fill out this paperwork. And she realized that, man, this job was a lot fucking easier when I just beat dudes up and dropped them off to the cops.
Let them do the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that book out sometime. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that like Batman, he's like he's better than everybody else because he actually trained his body and like
It was very weird. It was anyone whose powers were magic. It was either magic or just like mutation. They lost all their powers. So Martian Manhunter lost all his powers, but that makes no sense since that's just a natural ability he had.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern ring stopped working. I think it was Red Tornado's powers stopped working. But Booster Gold's shit still worked. The idea that like technology still works. So Booster Gold and I think Blue Beetle were going to go into business selling tech to people that want to be superheroes again.
Wait, but Red Tornado stopped working?
Yeah. Shush.
I'm confused.
They're gonna say Red Tornado's a fucking android. What the hell?
Yeah.
I know. It's extraordinarily inconsistent.
Sounds like it. Jesus.
It's an interesting book. It's just not a good book, but it's a very interesting read.
Gotcha.
And kind of fun.
I had that. Like I said, I want to check that out. That sounds interesting. Okay. Florence says, if you guys could erase one SJW character from existence from DC or Marvel or any other company, who would you guys pick?
Carl Danvers.
Riri.
Carl Danvers.
So we got
No,
Carl.
no, America. No, Riri. God damn it. I can't decide.
I would. The thing is, I could work with Riri. I could work with. I could even work with Carl.
Apparently, whoever's writing Riri right now is doing a pretty decent job at making her a character.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking there's not. I mean, I did the best that we could with America, and it still didn't feel like enough when we did the.
I mean,
Operation
she would still need a complete overhaul.
A complete, absolute overhaul. So, I guess if
Where
I
the
had
only
to
thing that really stays the same is her name and part of her motivation for heroing.
Yeah, like I said, I think that would be. She would be the one I'd have to ixnay, just get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it would be too much work to make her work. You know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It would basically be a different character with the same name that looked the same.
Okay, let's see. The Doctor, what's more exciting? A comic book with nothing but talking in a coffee shop, or a comic book with nothing but talking about food?
Yes.
I would say the coffee shop because maybe somebody could get burned. You know, maybe somebody spill their coffee and burn themselves. You know, that would be.
Yeah.
It's hard to burn. I mean, unless your food is like piping hot, right off the grill or something like that, it's not really gonna hurt you.
Well, what food are we talking about here, and why would they be? Why are they talking about it? See, these are the things I need to know plot-wise in order to figure out which one's better.
I think the point he's making. Think about how we got Marvel comics with actual superheroes in it. You know, who go out and fight crime and stop bad guys all day. And for some reason, these idiots want to shoehorn eating food and drinking coffee in the middle of it.
Well,
I know
you have to eat for 3 goddamn pages. He has to poop too. You gonna put that in there? It's already in there, isn't it?
I wonder when Iceman poops, is it ice cubes or? I'm just wondering.
Okay.
Come on.
He comes out like soft serve chocolate ice cream.
Well, that's if he's having a bad day. Yeah.
Let's see. Did anything ever come about with that Where's Wolverine series of one-page stories? Wolverine showing up in the other issues. Yeah. They explained that. That was a recent thing that just happened. Apparently, at the end of the Return of Wolverine #5, which is the last issue of that, it turns out there were at the time 2 Wolverines in continuity. One was a resurrected Wolverine who was going around without his memories, killing folks. And the other one was Old Man Phoenix, the Wolverine that was got the Phoenix powers and shit. But they were they were changing. They were going around changing time, changing things that happened. It was kind of convoluted and shit. But yeah,
books are.
So the Wolverine that got resurrected is now back. Apparently, he's got his memories back, and he's about to team up with Cyclops to put the X-Men back to where they should be. So we'll see how that goes. It'll probably end up being terrible. But
Oh yeah.
let's see. I would love to see a Tower of Babel as a movie, not the janky Justice League Doom animated movie. I agree. Tower of Babel was so good. Because the whole thing was about Batman having these plans to take down the Justice League. He was so thing about it. He even had a plan for himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he made what was it? He made Martian Manhunter would spontaneously combust with fire, so he'd be constantly on fire. Was it? I think it was Aquaman. Water was actually poisonous to him or something like that.
Made it so he couldn't breathe underwater.
Mm-hmm. He put Wonder Woman in a trance where she was constantly in battle. In her mind she was constantly in battle, so her heart rate and everything kept going up. So basically, eventually she would die.
Yeah, he's kind of fucked up.
And Superman's was probably the most interesting. He made a synthetic red kryptonite that made Superman's skin translucent or transparent. Excuse me. And so all of his organs were absorbing yellow sunlight, and they were becoming overpowered, and it was literally killing him.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Though he's thought of like a million different ways to kill Superman, technically. That one's one of the more fucked up ones.
And how they took... And I was saying, how they took out Batman was, like, fucked up. They dug up his parents.
Hmm.
They dug up his parents. I think it was Raish who was doing the... who was the one behind this. That's what I liked about that, because it was Ra's al Ghul and not fucking Vandal Savage, right? I like the idea of being Ra's al Ghul, because that's just something he would do. And basically, he dug up his parents, and he was threatening to put them in the Lazarus pit.
And didn't they bury him in their graves?
Yeah, and then he basically did a just kidding, and then buried him in the grave in their grave with him in it. And let's see. America was cool in Young Avengers, but her own series was absolute shit, nearly irredeemable. Yeah. How many total series is the optimal number for Marvel to publish as ongoing series? It needs to be less than what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Considering
you need your cornerstones.
Yeah.
They need to publish here. I think. Okay, let's run down the list. They need to publish Avengers, X-Men. I would even throw Fantastic Four in there. That's 3. As far as single characters, Spider-Man definitely.
Iron Man. Cap.
I think right now they're publishing some characters solo that really can't hold down a solo book.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a lot of that, and I think those characters just need to be seen more in the team books.
Yeah.
First, they don't need to have they can't pull their own solo books yet.
They need to be built up first, right? They need to get some oomph behind them. I always go back to Bishop, from X-Men, right? He was introduced in X-Men. He was built him in the books. He didn't get a miniseries until like 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah,
that's a miniseries.
There's just some that are really trying to, and they keep like there's a few that they keep trying to push a solo book with, and there's not enough interest there yet. They need to go build interest in the other books by putting them in the other books.
I would say overall it would be about 15 to 20 books total. No more than that.
Yeah.
And even that might be too much.
Yeah. Let's see. That's my agree. Yeah. 15 to 20. And, Doctor says 30 to 40. I could, depending on who it is, I could see it, And honestly, and I wouldn't be as strict as they were back in the day. Back in the day, they had this thing where you had the X-Men editor, you had the Spider-Man editor, you had the Marvel Universe editor, et cetera, et cetera. I would like to do something like that, but a little bit more loose, so there could be some more interactions and stuff because you can say it's still Marvel, right? But I would have like Cosmic Marvel, I would have Earth Marvel, and then break up Earth Marvel and Cosmic Marvel down to little smaller teams, Because I think the cosmic stuff in Marvel is some of the best stuff they do,
Yeah.
And that, I just think that they could break that down a little bit more and they could have some good stuff. But the thing is, first you need editors who are willing to say no.
I would also relocate some of the heroes because 90% of the Marvel universe lives in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, and give a reason why they would move. I mean, why? It's like say, well, why would Black Widow moved to Seattle? Well, there's this why. She's relocating to Seattle because this is why. And it could be because we could even use real world stuff. There's a lot of Marxist propaganda in there, and there might be a reason why for that. Hint, hint. Yeah. Let's see, but yeah, like I said, you could do some things that would. But basically, all you got to do is honest, guys. Honestly, you just take out a paper and a pencil, and you write down what you want to accomplish, how you want to accomplish it, and how many books you think you could do it with. It is not rocket surgery. You don't need 100 books because Marvel, I think they're nigh close to pushing 100 books out a month. And that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
No wonder they can't make no money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're oversaturating the market, whereas DC's trying to go back and like undersaturate it. Essentially, they're trying to make their books like people actually want them. You know.
DC's got it to the point where you could just like subscribe to them and just have it sent to you directly through the mail.
Yeah.
And you could reasonably get all their books.
Yeah. They would have to. I still think they got to come down the price a bit, but other than that, I think they're doing the right thing by knocking it down a lot. Okay, let's go to you ready for the next question?
Go.
Okay. Is there any established character that you'd like to see dead, like you'd like to see stay dead, and whoever is involved with the IP, would you let me finish, being legally bound to keep them dead or lose billions? Yes. And I'll be honest with you. Yes, Aunt May. Like fucking
Aunt
kill
May,
that bitch.
man. God
Kill that
damn.
fucking bitch. She's dead. She's out. Let Peter finally fucking marry Mary Jane. You know, like.
Yeah, God damn it.
Cyclops.
Oh, you want to legally keep Cyclops dead forever?
Or Jean Grey.
I think I would take Cyclops over Jean Grey.
Killing him or keeping him alive?
Keep killing him.
Sorry,
Jean.
Was always fucking shit up.
Jean Grey was one of my waifus back in the 90s, so
Aw.
you know, so I can't really. I was a messed up kid, dude. Like everybody was like, "Oh, look at this! Look at Cindy Crawford." I was like, "Oh, look at Psylocke! Look at Jean Grey! Look at Chun-Li!" You know, I was like, you know.
I wish to be crushed between Chun-Li's thighs.
I'm sorry that I like big tids and nice thighs. I'm just.
You're a man of culture. So just now, the rest of the world is only now catching up to you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I knew this back in the fucking 90s. What was wrong with you people?
Honestly, another one, I would finally kill Wolverine for real.
I think you need to kill yourself if you're gonna.
No, here's why though. Because I like Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
But how many times have we heard he's totally for real dead? You gotta buy these comics because he totally for real finally dies for real.
Now,
he's going to totally stay dead.
Okay, here's
and he doesn't.
I'll give you another option instead of that, right? What if I say we're keeping Wolverine alive, however, he's confined to 2 books at a time?
It would be nice if he's not in every goddamn book.
So, if he's he can have his single, he can have his single run, and he can be on only one team. He's either on the X-Men or on the Avengers, depending on whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I would do that, but I'd also take his memories away, at least the past memories. Mm-hmm. Him being an X-Man and waking up with the claws, keep all that shit, so he can have Berserker back.
We'll get his Berserker Rage back? Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Well, then I would make it where they are legally bound to not ever do another, he's dead! Death of Wolverine! You gotta buy this, because he's dead for good! They can't do that event, whatever the fuck anymore.
That's the thing. It's a gimmick. It's always the gimmick with death, right? Like,
yeah, because it lost all meaning forever ago. Mm-hmm. So I would at least legally bind him to not do that because I like him as a character. Mm-hmm. What I don't like is and they kind of do it with Deadpool too. Like he's totally dead. I'm like, yeah, sure he is.
I would also mandate a moratorium on Deadpool. No more Deadpool books or appearances for 2 to 3 years, and then Deadpool comes back. Everyone's like, Deadpool, where were you? And you find out that Deadpool never actually left. People just stopped seeing him, or they just really ignored him super hard. Mm-hmm. And panels that didn't have Deadpool in them originally are redrawn with Deadpool in them.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That would actually be really fucking cool. Yeah.
And I would make it base it more on Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool because that's like a good basis.
Yeah,
for him.
I like that. Yeah.
Let's see. I like that. In Marvel's mind, they think the optimal number should be like the Gauntlet Infinity. Let's see. Doctor, he says 1 series of Avengers, Venom, Wolverine, FF, Punisher, Daredevil, Cap, Thor, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, She-Hulk, Hulk, Moon Knight, Black Panther, 2 to 3 Spider-Man series, 3 to 5 X series, and some rotating series.
That's too many X series.
I think there's too many X-Men.
I would do one. I would give you 2 X books.
Yeah, 2 X books, 2 Spidey books.
And these are your regular ongoings. If you want to do like a mini series, like 5-issue limited X-Force or 5-issue limited Cable, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it's on the side. It has nothing to do with the ongoing shit.
Yeah. The thing is, like I said, he says, so Wolverine, he said, I'm good with that. Wolverine solo title and X-Men only. He's not allowed to be an Avenger. I would say he could be used in the Avengers only in a special case, like special op type of thing,
So not a regular part of the team.
Yeah, basically, okay, we need a cleaner. Now, who's gonna go in and do the shit that the Avengers can't legally do? Hey, somebody calls up the expansion. Hey, Logan, we need a favor. Kind of thing.
Sniff, sniff. Smells like you need a garbage man.
Let's see.
Came to the right place, bub.
All right, Florence says, is there a movie where one scene ruins the whole thing? Trying to think here. One scene of a movie that ruins the entire movie.
Like it was great up until that moment, and it was over.
Yeah, then it ruined everything. Yeah.
I have something for this. Ed.
I'm glad this dead air is sentimental.
I know.
By the way.
Well, I'm racking my brain.
Yeah, like literally, you threw us for a loop there, Florence. Because I've experienced those, but it's hard to pinpoint which ones that were like. I know.
What?
G.I. Joe the movie. I'm talking about the original animated one.
Oh man, that was.
Because I know how it was supposed to originally happen, what was supposed to originally happen, and because of another movie, they didn't do it.
They couldn't anticipate that many people would be upset by killing Optimus Prime and all their other toys.
Yes, thanks to Optimus Prime is the reason why Duke got to live. Like, originally, Duke was supposed to die in G.I. Joe the movie, right? I mean, come on, he took a fucking snake to the fucking heart.
Instead, they sent him to a healing planet or something.
No, they literally rewrote the dialogue. Remember, they had killed him. He gets his last "Yo, Joe," and falls out. And then you hear Scarlet off camera say, "He's gone into a coma." Scarlet wasn't even there. And then at the end of the movie, they had Doc fucking radio in. Hey, everybody, just want to let you know, Duke's okay. Because the whole thing, I mean, honestly, I agree with them. I kind of agree. They were trying to set up the whole thing for Lieutenant Falcon to like take over the Joe team, which would have been stupid because Flint was next in line, and nothing happened to Flint. So,
what about Hawk?
Yeah, I mean, Hawk was like
Hawk is a little higher up.
Like Hawk is the overall guy at G.I. Joe, but like the day-to-day was like Duke, and then it was who was it? Like Duke, then Flint, and then Beachhead.
Yeah.
And then if Sergeant Slaughter came in, he trumped everybody, even General Hawk.
Hell, even Lady J would have made more sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think they were definitely trying to avoid the backlash that happened with Transformers the movie. Guys, I will not afraid to admit this, but little 6-year-old me did cry. When Optimus Prime died. I will not deny this. It happened.
Oh.
So, yeah.
For me, there's this old anime movie I have called They Were 11. Mm-hmm. And it has one of the best setups ever.
Mm-hmm.
And basically there's this place, and we'll just call it for sake of argument, Space Ranger Academy.
Mm-hmm.
They teach everything there, but it's so... Only the most elite of the elite go there. If you go there, you're guaranteed a job. Doesn't matter what you want to do. Royalty send their kids there. Rich executives send their kids there. But the washout rate just trying to get into it is like 99.9%. It's rough.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pass like an absurdly difficult written exam that you have like 3 hours exactly in an isolation chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where our movie starts. A character has just passed with enough score to move on to the next stage. You and 9 random other people are shoved out of an airlock in spacesuits, and you float towards a derelict spacecraft. You have to like get it up and running using all the skills that you've acquired up to this point, and only the supplies that are on the ship, and stay alive for the next month and a half to 2 months, and then someone will come and pick you up. If you press the panic button, because there is a panic button, they will come get you, but you automatically fail. And like, this is really interesting. Well, what's going to happen? Because the movie's called They Were 11s. They arrive at the, so you see 10 people jump at the airlock, but once they arrive at the airlock for the derelict, one of them notices there's 11 people there. There's not supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're going through the ship is being sabotaged. There's explosives everywhere. You're learning about these different characters, and they're really kind of fascinating. Such as this weird genderless woman. She's from in the dub, she's from Space, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But she's from a planet wherein the firstborn gets to be a boy. You're just born genderless, and you're given your gender later, and your body is like transmogged in order to fit that body shape. Mm-hmm. And they want to go to Space Ranger Academy because if they get in, they'll get to pick the gender they want, and they want to be a boy. And there's this lizard man who is easily the most interesting looking person there. He's like, "Hello, my name is Lizard Man. I too was genderless once, but I got better." And everything gets like really, really crazy, and it's awesome. And you find out that this derelict ties to one of the characters' past. Like, everyone there died, and some crazy shit happens. And at the end, they go to hit the panic button. Like, if we don't call for help, these guys are going to die of this plague we cannot cure. Mm-hmm. There is a cure, but we don't have it here. The responsible thing to do is to hit the button. Well, they hit the button, and then one of their members was like, "Okay, the 11th guy was me. I'm actually an instructor. I'm here from Space Ranger Academy to make sure you guys don't kill yourselves. And yeah, I was sabotaging stuff to see how you think on your feet. And by the way, I've been keeping in contact with the rest of Space Ranger Academy. You guys don't auto-fail. It turns out you guys lasted longer than everyone else, and it's only been like a month." And like, what? That's it? Hey!
So it was like a super anticlimactic scene.
What? This is such an interesting premise. We don't know who the 11th person is, why they're there, but shit keeps exploding and going wrong. Oh yeah, that was me. I just wanted to see if you guys could handle it.
Super sorry.
No!
It's like that's literally, remember the episode of Venture Brothers where where the Monarch admits to Hank and Dean when he's in prison that he put a hit out on him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I kind of put a hit out on you. Super sorry." Let's see, the chat. Hellboy 2, when you find out that damaging the brother hurts the sister, he pretty much tells you how they're going to beat the brother. They fucking totally lifted that plot from Fatal Fury, the movie. Totally. Yeah, I love that movie. How literally the same plot. Find out that you hurt the sister, the brother gets hurt too. And so the brother is trying to become a god. She stabs herself in the titties, and he he loses his power. And then, but the armor that he was stealing to become God becomes God itself. And then it's like, we need to get out of here. And then fucking Terry Bogard absorbs the power of the earth and defeats a god. Because why the fuck not?
Yeah. Using the ultimate, using fucking Buster Wolf. That's how we did it too.
That's the only thing I wish they'd have added in the fucking movie. Was it
Buster Wolf?
But before he hits, in fact, I wanted that dubbed. He getting ready to hit the guy. "Are you okay, Buster Wolf?"
Come on!
Yeah, come on. Kills God, throws his head off. Okay.
That ending thing though was pretty bomb.
I just come back and heard someone stabbed her in the titty. No, she stabbed herself in the titties.
Then they told her not to do it too.
Yeah, there were several like, no, Sulia, we can do this by ourselves. You don't need to kill yourself. Goes on to kill herself.
Yeah.
And their whole thing, you're gonna like this, Xavier. Their whole thing was like, look, that thing's made of pure energy. It'll take an energy greater than that to destroy it. I said they lifted that plot from gargoyles.
Energy is energy, whether created by science or sorcery.
Now, I thought that was a pretty cool idea in Gargoyles, because it made it so like, like magic isn't like a Deus Ex Machina. It just it made like them equal, like science and sorcery were on equal terms. It just depended on the output.
I like when storylines do that.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if they're both energy based,
Yeah.
So it's just so funny when you really think about it and look back. How many things have lifted plots from other things, whether intentionally or not? It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't even think it's intentional. I just think that we can only write about so many things that we can actually conceptualize and perceive in our heads. There's actually a limited amount of those things. So shit's going to end up having parallels all the time when it comes to stories.
Yeah. Let's see. Mike says, you mean to tell me that They Were 11 was that one multi-part episode of Goosebumps where it's revealed a camp where kids randomly die as a training camp for human infiltrators?
Yeah. What do you think about that, John Malin?
That's a pretty good theory there, Ethan. Oh, man. Let's see. I'm trying to see any more questions out there that I'm missing. I don't think so.
One day we're going to have the real John Malin on here, and we're going to do that to him. And he's going to just talk just like that.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to laugh, and he's going to have no idea why. That's going to be the best part. He's like, why are you laughing at me? Like, if you only knew, John. If you only knew. Grab an oar. All John Malin is, like, I thought about it, like, how do I do his voice? I said, all I do is I take myself up, like, 1 or 2 octaves. My voice. So it's just like, I talk like this, and then it's like, I'm going to do John Malin. I talk like this, So what do you think of the Cortez comic coming out? Well, if you really want to know.
That one's already been answered. Yeah.
I got something to show you. I think they must have missed this the other night. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Which image can I replace?
I think it'll be an oddity that it will not be good. There's no way it could possibly be good.
Right.
It'll be one of those things that collect dust in a lot of people's back rooms if they don't throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people that buy it will be buying it ironically, because I think by the time it actually hits stands, she won't be popular anymore. Because that's already happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florence, if you're listening, take a look at the screen right quick. This was a new cover commissioned by Cab to explain how we feel about Ocasio-Cortez's new comic book. So, good night, Doctor. It's good talking to you, buddy. So get
$92 trillion for the Green New Deal. Well, that's no problem. We'll just print more money.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Let's see. DC Elseworlds, what's your pitch? I mean, that's kind of tough because Elseworlds is so bountiful. You could do so much with that.
What if when Bruce Wayne's parents were shot, they actually passed into the Speed Force?
Ooh. So you're saying they become the Flash?
Yeah.
So
Flash like Lady Flash.
You could have it where Bruce still becomes Batman, but he keeps getting these random assistances and he doesn't know why. At first.
Yeah.
And then it comes to find out that it's actually his parents who've been looking out for him this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be good. I like that. That's a good idea. Let's see.
If that suddenly comes out, DC fucking owes me money.
I would say you could call it Speeding Bullet, but that was already been taken when Martha and God, what's Bruce's dad's name? Thomas Wayne. Yeah, when Martha and Thomas Wayne, when they found baby Kal-El, and he ended up becoming quote Batman.
So, yeah, what if Bruce Wayne was adopted by the Kents?
Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting.
They made that one.
Oh, they did? I didn't see that one.
Yeah. What would be another good one? What if Batman made it in time in Death in the Family?
Or actually saved Robin?
Jason Todd.
Saved Jason Todd? That would be cool. Mine would be a good one. I mean, they've done World Without Superman with a nail. Even though they kind of still had Superman.
Yeah.
On Elseworlds Tangent, what storyline would you want to see them make into a part of the Prime reality? Ooh. That's a good one. For a little while, I would want Batman to become a Green Lantern. Like, for maybe like a 6-issue run. Something, maybe Hal's incapacitated or something like that. Because, they'll say, well, it couldn't work for Batman because, he bases things off fear. But they also prove that he does have willpower, right? So.
You're going to call me crazy for this, but I want all of a sudden a hole to be ripped in time and space, and out of it comes bearded Superman from Earth's End.
Mm-hmm.
With that giant fuck-off gun made of hundreds of other guns. And he just says to regular Superman, come with me if you want to live.
Mm-hmm. That was like one thing that was missing. The story, the Batman-Superman story, Public Enemies?
Yeah.
They did a movie on it. An animated movie.
I did not.
Yeah, the only thing that sucked about it is they took out one plot point where Superman from the future came back in time and tried to kill himself.
As you do?
Yeah, it was so great. He says, because it said something like, because he was trying to, like Bruce was trying to stop his, the older, Batman or the older Superman. He's like, you got to stop. You're going to hurt him. He said, I'm not going to hurt him, Bruce. I'm not hurting me, Bruce. I'm killing me.
Which one do I shoot?
And the best part is just seeing fucking Superman pick up a shotgun and shoot a kryptonite bullet through a shotgun at fucking his older self. And it was all because they were trying to prevent a future that Superman was going to accidentally cause. And then you find out in a later issue of Batman Superman that Superman was working with Darkseid to try to prevent that future from happening.
Yeah, I don't know that story at all.
Yeah, you need to check out Batman Superman. It was called Public Enemies. I think that was the first run, the first few issues, because it was Batman Superman Public Enemies, and then it was Supergirl. Then it was Absolute Power, which was really good, which was an alternate reality where the what were they called? The Legion of Supervillains from the future.
I think so.
Not killed Clark Kent. They killed Martha and Jonathan Kent. They picked, they took baby Superman, and when Thomas and Martha Wayne were killed, they took baby, young Bruce Wayne, and they raised them as villains. and they ended up becoming like the rulers of Earth.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill this child.
Do it.
ASMR.
Do it.
Let's see. Question: if Superman and the Hulk went full throttle fist fight, how gay is Cap?
Very.
I like this question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a.
Tip to tip gay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Cab's complete homosexuality would infect Superman and Hulk, and the next thing you know, Superman and Hulk are playing tummy sticks together. I'm glad
You're
somebody
making
knows.
me gay. You wouldn't like me when I'm gay.
I'm glad somebody got the reference when I said tummy sticks.
The Fabulous Hulk.
The Fabulous Hulk and the I don't know what you call Superman at that point. But hey, Midnight Images, good to see you. We're doing a Q&A. If you have a question for us, feel free to throw it to us. Kind of running out of steam though, it seems. Everybody asked their dumb question. I mean, intelligent questions. Let's see.
I was expecting way funnier questions, and I'm kind of disappointed.
If this was the internet 3 years ago, people would be asking us how old our dicks are.
Yeah. This is like if our name was like, Jim, it would be like, how old is your dick? I don't know. You're welcome. Fior brings the real chin scratchers and deep throating questions. Damn it. Well, this Q&A so far has been a success. It's much better than the first one we did, where I was just sitting here like an idiot because I had nothing else to do because nobody showed up for work.
I'll ask a question.
All right.
What's your favorite movie that other people don't like?
My favorite movie that other people don't like.
Like you say, hey guys, let's watch this movie, and they're like, no.
No, not again, kind of thing, right?
Oh,
You go ahead and answer,
That's all
Piper. I have.
that happens to me a lot.
Well, what's a particular one that really sticks out? Or you're like, oh.
Well, around Christmas time, it's A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And it's, Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Well, I can understand that.
Man, there's a lot. And then all of my shitty B movies that I love. Like my super, super old sci-fi or horror movies that are shitty.
What about you, Javier? What do you think?
Ninja Terminator.
Ninja Terminator.
I love that movie so much. I bought it on DVD, and a lot of people don't like watching it with me.
Oh.
Like, why are these white people dressed as rainbow-colored ninjas? And why is this Chinese guy beating up these other Chinese people? This makes no sense.
Oh my god, I think that I have that one.
Yeah, 'cause you got Richard Harrison. He's got the Garfield phone.
Oh, jeez.
He's talking to guys in another movie.
Let's see. Fewer says John Carter of Mars for him. Midnight Images
I
says
like that movie.
Midnight Images says Eddie and the Cruisers, both 1 and 2. And Yellow Lantern 12 says Starship Troopers and Dune. Now, which Dune? Isn't there like 2 Dunes?
There's one Dune movie, and then there's one Dune miniseries.
Okay, which one had Patrick Stewart in it?
The movie.
Okay. Now
That's where they had the weirding modules where you have killing words, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm on.
Okay.
Tell us some other killing.
So there was when did the miniseries come out?
Like 99.
Yeah.
See, I remember there being I didn't know about the movie until like recent years.
Wow.
In all honesty, Because I remember hearing about the miniseries back in the day. And apparently they're getting ready to start production on a new movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I heard that too. I find Dune boring, unfortunately.
Somebody wrote an article saying that all the Fremen need to be cast as Arab people, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
no, because they were like a mix of Arab and Asian, and the problem with that is when Paul Atreides comes down, Paul Atreides is as white as it gets, and he's the chosen one of the Fremen, effectively. He becomes their leader. Like, sure you want to tell that story that way?
Now, okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay, just read. The Dungeon Master is mine, according to Mike. Midnight Images. I also agree with Piper. A Christmas Story. Always watch the marathon on TBS every year.
I drive people crazy because they're like, you don't actually have to do that. And I'm like, it was a family tradition and I'm continuing. Damn it.
You know, at that point, you might as well just get the DVD and put it on repeat. Because
yeah, well, I do. I have the DVD. I don't actually get TBS anymore.
Well, I'm just saying it's more efficient because then you ain't got to watch commercials and shit. You know, just play that shit on repeat all the time. Let's see. I'm trying to. I'm really. Oh man, I'm struggling with this one.
Last Action Hero.
That for you?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
You know, it was better than. I mean, I think the bad thing was it came out at a bad time.
Yeah, like a week before Jurassic Park.
It was a couple weeks after Jurassic Park, and
yeah,
I don't think anybody realized the phenomenon that Jurassic Park would be. Like,
had 2 soundtracks too.
Yeah,
sold separately.
God, I don't know. Man, I don't have any idea. I don't have any clue. I'm trying to think.
All right. I'll go against the grain here a little bit. I actually liked Terminator Salvation.
Salvation. That was the one with Batman in it, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't terrible.
I can't watch Terminator movie.
What'd you think of Genesis?
Of Genesis? I appreciate what they did in some scenes, but the timeline is so fucking wonky.
Yeah.
The fact is, John Connor is now played by Paul Atreides from Dune. And he can no longer possibly be born now, so the timeline is all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I think I appreciate them like bringing back kind of the good guy Terminator type thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I like the idea that they age. You know, Terminators can age. You know, they're and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
The fact that they crashed in on the first Terminator, like when he arrives, and it's that scene. So it's Arnold beating the shit out of young Arnold.
Yeah. And of course, I think the funniest scene is when old Terminator pops. They called him. He shows up to pick them up, and he's like a little late. You know, and he's like scanning the area, and somebody said like the guy's like, hey, get out of the fucking road, and he just goes, bite me.
But there was that. There was the fact that Kyle Reese is running through all that shit, and it's almost a shot-for-shot recreation of Michael Biehn doing that shit in Terminator 1.
Yeah.
Even the shit they did in the future is basically, in the original version of the Terminator 2 script, that's how the movie was going to open.
Yeah.
All the shit that you saw normally in the opening of Terminator 2, plus them going through the Skynet bunker after the war is over to find the time displacement machine.
Mm-hmm. What was it that? Oh yeah, and the whole and it's just like these are little niggling things. But like when they were announcing, when they were talking about Genesis, and the guy said Genesis has now surpassed 2 billion pre-downloads. I was like, you're telling me 2/3 of the world's population just, or 1/3 of the world's population, excuse me, just downloaded an app. I said, wouldn't it be banned in China? Wouldn't that kind of like make that impossible?
The only way you could make that happen is if you put anime titties front and center.
True.
That's the only way it's conceivably possible.
All right. Okay, let's see. SJW's got already got triggered that a white guy got cast as Paul Atreides in the new Dune movie. LOL.
Well, that was inevitable.
Yeah.
But like I said, Paul Atreides is as white as it gets. Cause,
Oh, I missed viewers. Question: how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if Crackers keeps suspending Kappa on Twitter?
the answer is Italians are black.
Yes,
I'm told.
Italians are black. Kenny Loggins is the greatest musical performer of all time. And everybody should buy some Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh, and Mundane Matt is the leader of Comicsgate.
Yes,
and,
get him.
A terrorist.
And get him. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Who else wanted to F Virginia Madsen? She looked hot in that film. Because they're talking about Dune.
Is that the new Sarah Connor?
New Sarah? Oh, I think it was. Yeah. No, not the new Sarah Connor. The I think they meant in the. I think they meant
to Google.
Yeah, was she herself? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Toxic Avenger, Terminator Salvation. Also,
she's like 57.
That mean? Yeah, I think it. See what movie she was in. I'm a Ginger File. I wanted Jessica. Let's see. Midnight Images. Best part of Genesis was the first 5 minutes where they reenact the opening scene shot for shot and then the fight. Yeah.
Okay. She was Princess Irulan in Dune. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured. I thought so.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
she was pretty.
That's the case. Yes. Yeah. Everything after Terminator 2 suck. Viewer says, "I demand the floor to talk Terminator." Well, I think we're getting ready to wrap up. In honesty, like going on an hour and a half would be 10 o'clock in a few minutes.
You're bringing some Terminator comics. We can talk about that later this week.
Yeah. Oh man. Fucking. On your shit. I must talk about Terminator now. He private messaged me. I would like to do a full movie night. Just talk about different movies and stuff, but we'll do that another night.
That would be neat.
So, but yeah. I just got called a bastard. WTF LOL. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, much more successful Q&A than the last one. Dark Horse Terminator Endgame was awesome. 3 parts, 3-issue series. Says Midnight Images. Honestly, dude, I was such a fanboy for RoboCop versus Terminator. Just the dumb shit they did in it, and it worked. Like, what was for example, Murphy like downloading himself into a factory and then creating himself a new body. And then sending himself back in time, and how he did it because he said no metal, you can't have metal pieces to go through time and shit like that, and he fucking like basically covered himself in like skin glue that like fucking the Terminators wore.
Yeah.
I hate robots.
Dead or alive, you're coming back to the future with me.
Mm-hmm. There was a cool, since Piper hates robots, there was this cool scene at the end of RoboCop versus Terminator. No, seriously, you would have liked it. One of the things that went back in time was a Terminator dog. And it was like, had this whole, Xavier, I don't know if you read this or remember it. There was a whole scene they were talking about, like, they always talk about what would happen if you change something in the past, like one little thing, one
butterfly effect.
like the butterfly effect essentially, and
Yeah.
it showed this like Terminator dog like snarling on the cover in this image, and then the next thing you know, bam, and it gets destroyed by a dinosaur.
We need to get this book.
Yeah. Piper is a synth. Fucking kill it. Why do you hate robots? Why are you against? Why don't you support the troops? What's going on here?
Right?
Well, apparently he understands that the artificial Americans are not people. They are not life as we know it. They don't deserve the right to vote.
Robotics and AI shit creeps me the shit out. And so if it's depicted well enough in movies, it creeps me the shit out.
Remember, this November, vote no on Prop 2112. Do not let the robots vote or marry.
Like, I couldn't watch iRobot. I could watch WALL-E, so if they're animated, it's fine. But otherwise, that shit for real creeps me out. And so
You get a little scared.
it creeps me out it just makes me really uncomfortable. And you know what's funny though?
Mm-hmm.
I have Short Circuit. I've watched Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2 a gazillion times. And what's really weird, like when I was little, and what's really weird is the robots would creep me out to the point of I would cry while watching them. But I would still watch those movies over and over. Like for some reason, those particular movies I liked, but all the robot-y shit still creeped me the shit out and made me cry.
Yeah, well, you're wrong, so that's fine. Let's see. Piper's. That's weird. Hold on a second. Let me go here. Everybody loves Johnny Five. He is alive after all.
Yeah, I think I liked the movie because I liked the overall plot and I thought he was funny. But man, he still gave me the fucking creeps.
Piper knows the truth and fears our future robot overlords.
Exactly, dude.
So I'm telling you, vote no on 2112.
And yet Piper is illustrating a comic about robots. Is this true?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that
Wow.
Well, if they're drawn, like just like cartoons, if they're drawn, it's not nearly as creepy as if they're like more realistic looking. Mm-hmm. And same with the AI stuff. If it's fake AI stuff, some freaks me out.
Well, I have a very important question for you, Piper. I want you to answer me seriously. When did you become a communist?
Aww. Aww. You mean commies don't like robots?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that if you don't like giant robots, then you obviously are a communist.
You know what's? I don't factor mechs as giant robots because they're not.
That's different.
Yeah,
their own thing.
I didn't say anything about mechs. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. No, giant robots are creepy. Mechs.
See, here's me. If like tomorrow I woke up and like all of a sudden Transformers were real, everybody else would be freaking out and be like, "This is rad as shit."
You know what's funny is I like Transformers.
Okay, I forgive you. You're not a communist.
Yeah. But
well, if I do remember, you do not like pineapple on your pizza, right?
Right.
Okay, then you're definitely not a communist. Okay.
There we go. I like Transformers, but that was because I mostly paid attention to them animated and crap like that. So by the time they got the more lifelike look for the movie, I was already used to them.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that if they were real and shit like that was really happening, that would creep me the fuck out and I would cry.
I don't know. That's a tough call there, Midnight Images.
Yeah, I'm going to read it. You're out catching a buzz, grab some late night fast food, sit down at 2 a.m. to eat. Your mogwai looks at you lovingly, begging for a bite. Do you feed him?
Well, it depends how good his singing is.
Yeah. Oh man, Eric July is live streaming. Oh, by the way, did you hear about that, guys? Eric July, his Twitter account got gulagged because of Ren.
Yeah, Ren got him good.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. If I had one of those, it would be in a cage in a basement somewhere.
No, you got to play with them, but you got to like figure a way to keep them away from food. Unless you want to actually want to feed them. That's the key. Well, it depends.
That's how you get more Mogwai.
Let me rephrase that. If it's Gizmo, you can do that.
Oh yeah.
That Gizmo was like chill, right?
Yeah.
It's the other Mogwais that wild out. How the fuck?
Yeah, well, this doesn't specify that it's Gizmo.
It does say your Mogwai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says your Mogwai. It doesn't say it's Gizmo. If it has the temperament of Gizmo, I still wouldn't feed him. But I would I would treat him like a pet. More,
You at least stop
My problem is
eating
I got more critters than I can already keep tabs on.
What
I don't need another
in
one.
your situation, what you need is a critter that can round up the other critters. You need like a herd critter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something that'll keep them all in line, right?
Yeah.
Remember, you're buzzed. See, that's the thing. I think even if you're buzzed, I think I'd have to be stone drunk to like make a mistake like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't be drinking with this critter.
Yeah.
Am I drunk or am I high?
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Because high just means you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling really good.
If I'm high, I'd probably wind up Thieves like, you look hungry, little bro. Eat up.
I mean, if you're drunk, you'd probably do the same thing though, because you're inhibited. You're uninhibited at that point. So.
I'd be like, yeah.
Well, that's how I lose cats.
You remember how it happened?
So maybe I would feed this thing, but then I would hopefully also.
You remember what happened at the pool, the gymnasium pool? You remember all your brothers had to die.
You were there.
Mm-hmm. Don't feed it after midnight unless you want Gremlins 3 to happen. Yeah.
But what if I do want Gremlins 3 to happen?
Well, haven't they talking about making a Gremlins 3 for a while?
Forever.
Like the original cast and everything?
Yeah. Never happened.
Like a real sequel to Gremlins?
All right. He clarified he says hi. Yeah, if I was high, I'd probably feel bad for him because I'm eating in front of him and I'd feed him.
And then you're wondering why you have a gremlin.
Well, they'd only turn to gremlins if they touched water. He would just fire off a couple Mogwai.
No. The water makes them fire off the Mogwai. Feeding them after midnight makes them cocoon and become gremlins.
Oh! It's
yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you get your lore straight. So you done confused everything. That's how I lose cats. I feed it. I think he was quoting you, Piper.
Piper, what happened to your cat? Oh, he's just a fat body. He's spherical.
Yeah.
This cat doesn't have legs anymore.
He's just a ball of fluff. Oh, God. They're doing an animated Gremlin series. Oh. I'm going to have to look that up.
Cute.
Well, anyway, I think that's enough for tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully by tomorrow night something will come up. Like there was stuff, but it was like not really nothing important. It was just like some of the stuff I found was just touching on stuff we talked about last night.
It wasn't enough for a whole show.
Yeah, so this was fun. I had fun. This like I said, turned out a lot better than last time.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful evening. We will see you again tomorrow night, and have a good one. Later.